Now, there are some candidates who are so dynamic in their approach to government, so prepared and so knowledgeable, that as public officials, the opposition party dares not to nominate anyone to run against them. And we would like to introduce those folks this evening and provide them, Madam Timers, a minute to introduce themselves. Running unopposed in the general election for State's Attorney, Laura Martin.
I'm grateful to be running unopposed again. I've been your state's attorney since 2007. When I won that election, it was quite the battle, and I'm grateful to everybody in this room, and particularly our Central Committee, and our Women's Clubs, that gave me just such a boost and so much support. So I thank you all for coming tonight, and I, like you, are very interested in hearing what our candidates have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Unopposed in the general election for County Treasurer, Novalee Tracy-Soper.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nova Tracy-Soper, and it is my privilege to be your Calvert County Treasurer. I want you to know that I continue to have an open door policy. So if you ever have any questions or a need for service, please don't hesitate to contact me. I have been involved in politics for a very long time. I helped with Joyce Lyons Terrace campaign, and I continue to be active in the election process. And I also want to thank everyone, and especially the new candidates. It's hard to get up front and talk and sell yourself to the public. So I think it's great that people continue to want to run and to help Calvert County become a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, running for re-election, unopposed in the general election for Judge of Orphans Court is Judge Leslie Down.
Thank you very much. This will be my 4th term as Judge of Orphans Court. And for anyone that is new here in Maryland or Calvert County, I do not chase little kids around. We do not have orphans. What we have is a probate court. Okay, the term Orphans Court is left over from our Old English heritage. I have been doing this job for 12 years when this election comes around. And it is a very interesting and rewarding job. It gives you a lot of thought and really makes you appreciate your neighbors, your family, and everyone around you. But I'm going to ask a favor of everybody here. Don't die. Yeah, don't die. I don't want the job, or, No, please, when you go and vote, vote to the very end of the ballot. Okay? The Democrats outdo us when it comes to voting rapidly. It'll make a difference to everyone here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leslie. And running unopposed in the general election for Judge of Orphans Court is Attorney Ted LeBlanc.
Good evening, I'm Ted LeBlanc. I am an attorney in Calvert County. This is my first election and had the good fortune of running unopposed in the primary and in the general election, so pretty good luck with that. I'm happy to have the opportunity and look forward to working with Judge Downs and the other judge on the Orphans Court and the Register of Wills office that I think runs very smoothly in this county, and keeping things going on with that. But even though I'm unopposed, I still would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Now, there are a number of candidates that have no opposition in the primary, but will have opposition in November. We have 4 candidates here this evening for this. Our first is the High Sheriff of Nottingham in Calvert County, running unopposed in the primary, Mike Evans. Mike, you have 2 minutes.
I served our country, I served our state, as my own state trooper. In the past 12 years, it's been an honor and pleasure to serve as your sheriff. 33 of my 35 years of law enforcement have been in Calvert County. And we've had many accomplishments these past 12 years. Before I get too far, I want to thank Lieutenant Colonel Hedger for working with me the past 11 years to help me get all this done. We've done a lot. Let me talk about something I'm very proud of. For the past 5 years, the serious crime in Calvert County, the murders, rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, thefts, and burglaries were down over 20%. And they continue to decline this year. And that doesn't happen easily. It happens because we thought ahead. We gave the county, we divided up into smaller sectors by making this into 7 or 8 different districts. By doing that, each deputy that has that patrol area is seen more often as he makes his rounds through the communities, the schools, and the neighborhoods, the shopping centers. And that's helping deter crime. Another thing, we had the Calvert investigative team the past 10 years. That's since been disbanded by the Maryland State Police, and that's another issue. But those detectives working in that division, the State Attorney's Office, solve cases so fast, we get suspects off the street before they can continue their crime trends. And that's a success. Technology. Technology has really increased in the past 10, 12 years. And we obtained most of that technology through over $2 million in development grants to law enforcement. We're mostly proud of the fact we put computers and cameras in almost all patrol cars. We have what we call e-tickets, electronic tickets, so it's easier for a deputy to issue a citation or wanting repair work. We have tag readers on cars that tells us if a vehicle is stolen, the driver is wanted, there's an insurance violation of the vehicle. We've been able to buy a mobile command vehicle. We don't need this mobile command vehicle very much, thank goodness, because we don't have any emergency in Calvert County, but we need benefit to the citizens. We've been able to buy additional SWAT vehicles. Again, you don't see the SWAT guys out there that much, but when you need them, we need them fast, and we're ready to do them. Something else I'm very proud of, when I came on board 4 years ago, there were no deputies in our high schools. Now we have 5 deputies in our high schools. 4 deputies each assigned to high school, and when they work at the feeder schools, the middle schools and elementary schools, that extra deputy steps in and takes their place. They're seen very often. They help to monitor any early gang activity. They're stopping some of the drug that are in our schools, and they're making arrests, and they're returning some of the drugs from coming to schools. We've gone through an accreditation process called CALEA, through the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement. We've been accredited and re-accredited. And that puts us on par with major police departments across this country. NIXL updates, NIXLD. When a major incident happened in Calvert County, we give you the NIXL alert to your cell phone. 6,000 people have signed up, and you know what's going on. I've got a webpage, MikeEvansForSheriff.com. I'm dedicated to serve the citizens of Calvert County, and I'll do so again on my 5th term.
Commissioner Evan Schlagenhoff is running unopposed in the primary, and he has elected this evening to stand with the other commissioner candidates rather than in this category. Attorney Mark Lynch is running unopposed for the Calvert County Register of Wills in the primary.
Good evening. My name is Mark Lynch. I'm proud to be the Republican candidate for the Register of Wills. Cal told me I'd be sitting near the sheriff and the state's attorney, but he also told me to bring a complete copy of my driving record. Was I the only one that was required to bring that? Yes. Who exactly do I give it to? The state's attorney or? As I said, I'm proud to be the Republican candidate. My beautiful bride, Janice, and I, we live in Owings, Maryland. We've lived there for 14 years. My daughter and my beautiful twin grandboys play for the Owings Outlaws, the star flag football team in Calvert County. By way of my own background, I've been practicing for 35 years. I have litigated in all orphans courts and most of the circuit courts throughout our state. I've done state administration for private clients for the same period of time, almost 35 years. I've taught probate law at the University of Maryland, and I'm also an adjunct professor at Catholic Law School in Washington. This is my first run at public office. I do have a fondness in my heart for state administration. One of the things I'd like to see come to the Calvert County Register of Wills office for implementation is alternative dispute resolution. For those of you that have never heard about it, alternative dispute resolution is a way of resolving conflict outside the litigation process. And if you really think about it, a state administration comes at a period of time when you're grieving for the loss of a loved one, and family dynamics are complicated in life, and they're even more complicated in death. I'd like to see a program where people that are struggling with the state administration can find an alternative way to resolve that conflict at a lesser expense than paying attorneys like me for the last 35 years to litigate those over the court. I'm unopposed in the primary, but I would ask for your support in the general election. I do have some materials in the back, and I'd be honored if you'd take it and review it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Billy Saunders is a nonpartisan candidate for Calvert County School Board and is running unopposed.
Good evening, fellow Republicans. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. My name is Billy Saunders, and I am running for the election to the Calvert County Board of Education. My wife and I moved to Calvert County about 11 years ago. We moved with the school system being at the forefront of our decision. I'm proud to say that my oldest son, who is now 19, has just completed his freshman year at the University of Hartford, and is a prime example of the quality education that our children in this county receive. He graduated with honors and received multiple scholarship offers and was well prepared to enter into his collegiate career. I'm equally as proud of my youngest child, who is now finishing 4th grade. However, his path to academic success will not be as easy, as he suffers from severe ADHD and is now currently enrolled in a 504 program that allows him to receive special accommodations to ensure his academic success. We've been extremely blessed at this point, and he has outstanding teachers and administrators and staff that have all shown patience, support, and love while guiding him through his disability. I've witnessed both ends of the educational spectrum with these two young children. One, school was a breeze. For the other, school is a daily struggle, and that tests just not him, but everyone who he interacts with. I believe that our children, all of our children, are the most vital resources and our future heavily relies on them. They depend on us as leaders to learn the tools necessary so that they may become leaders during the coming years and decades. It is up to us as parents and educators as community leaders to ensure that our children are given proper education, moral values, and confidence to be successful in whatever future endeavors they choose to embark on. I feel as though those in the community that know me as a doer with a passion for our youth. I want to bring the same passion, energy, and business experience and leadership qualities that I've acquired in my involvement through youth athletics to the Board of Education so that I can provide all of our children in Calvert County as they are those who represent our future. Again, I'm Billy Saunders, and I thank you for the opportunity to earn your vote for the Calvert County Board of Education.
Thank you, Billy.
If you need it, it's there.